Welcome to Montenegro as we take a look at a new scenery from ORBX. This came out on the 8th of April 23 and this is Tivat Airport, Lima Yankee Tango Victor on the Kotor Coast. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm going to take a little tour in the helicopter and I'll show you close-up detail of the terminals because it is quite impressive what they've done. Let's just get a look at where we are in the grand scheme of things. So of course just here, as I say, in Montenegro. So as I slowly zoom in, you can see we're in a beautiful part of the world and great for a bit of touring of the Balkans. So we're going to do our best to fly this helicopter today and take a little tour now. So yeah, it's beautiful bit of scenery here. I've got no other textures or no airport textures or other sceneries on really. It's just this airport. I think I've got the vessel stuff on my seafront simulations, but that shouldn't make much of a difference. So yeah, just took off from the helicopter pad there. It does have a helicopter pad. You can see the road has got these signs going on the way up it. That's pretty cool. And you can already see it's a highly detailed bit of scenery. It does have some quite... what's the word? Some quite harsh LODs, I think. I've seen that in a lot of sceneries. It's a trade-off, I guess. You know, things do pop in last moment, but that's not to say that it still looks great from far out. As I say, we'll get a close look. So you can see there's parallax windows. You can see right inside. You can actually walk in, and the amount of detail in the scene in the terminals is just ridiculous. You know, it's only there for if you go wandering in, really, to have a look around. Groups of static people, which is great. You know, it'd be good if one day we can get them walking around and stuff. I know there are sceneries of some more animated things going on, but people frozen in place is quite a standard thing, and still looks fine as you're flying over or setting your flight up from your cockpit. Looks like there's a bit of a marina going on over here. I couldn't tell you if that was added by... I assume that's added by the airport. And a bigger one in the distance there. I assume they're added for approach purposes, but it doesn't look default. So you can see there's a bit of detail down there. There's a bit of a cafe. Some tables and so on. It's a bit of beach. Very cool. So this sells for around, I think it's about £16 in the UK, around 20 US dollars, which I think is about 30 Australian dollars. This was given to me for free by ORBX to do a little showcase of it, but you know, that doesn't have any bearing on my opinion. Look at that. It does look pretty cool and detailed. If you've been to this airport in real life, it'd be great if you could just drop a comment. I'd be interested to know how real it looks. I mean, there are airports I've been to in real life that have in the sim, but they're big ones like you know, like Heathrow, Gatwick, that sort of thing, and they do correspond. But I wonder if smaller airports correspond as well to their real life counterpart. Quite a lot of detail around the back here. We'll have a look at night lying again. We'll have a look at night lying shortly, and as I say, we'll take the drone out. We'll have a look through the terminals at the ridiculous level of detail inside. I'll just sort of bring you around the back here. Aerodrome Tivat. No idea if I'm pronouncing anything correctly, really. Let's have a look inside the tower. As you'd expect, that's modelled with things going on screen and stuff. Nobody in there. Slightly concerning. Nobody in there at all. Okay, so I don't know if it's like that in real life, but the helipad in the game was, I just took off over there. And there's nothing marked out, there's no H on the ground or anything, so I don't know if they are genuine helipads. It was one of these dotted boxes here on the right. But I'm not going to worry too much about setting it down within the box, so let's just plop it down. We are flying in the Quest 2 today, and I'm recording internally so I can use a bit of the old image stabilization, so hopefully it's coming out okay. Let's just pop it down. I'm not very good at this, but oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so let's take a little close-up look with the drone cam. We don't need a particularly long video today. That's just to showcase that there is quite a lot of detail, which is evident right away. He's working on that van doing something. Is he giving the grill a bit of a clean? So we come to the first building. Now this isn't a building you can go in, but you can see there is an effect of seeing inside. You can see sort of parallax movement, but that's not a building you can go and explore. But still good effect, rather than just a texture on the window like we used to have some time ago. Whoa! Excuse you. And yeah, so a group of people here. As I said, they are actually quite highly detailed. They do look pretty darn good. You obviously no motion, but that's a normal thing. But not something you need to worry about too much. It looks good lying over. One day perhaps we'll get groups working around. Who knows? Who knows? We're going to walk past on the outside here. Past the little luggage vehicle. A couple of guys there working away on that. And as you can see here, we can see properly inside. And already you get an idea of the detail in there. Hello, buddy. It looks fantastic. Now, for me, I mean, I mainly fly little aircraft GA. I'm usually at tiny airports and stuff. But this is cool. I don't know if it counts as overkill. The amount of detail that's in there that you can't see generally. If it doesn't impact FPS, then fair enough. If it does impact FPS, then maybe optional would be better. Because it is cool, but rather a little needless. And this one likewise. Now these windows are heavily tinted, but looks better in a way. And the other ones just look like clear, like there's nothing there a little bit, but this one you get nice reflection going on. And yeah, that's kind of cool. Heavily tinted. But there's a door open around the back. Let's whiz round. Let's whiz round to that door. Coming in. So you can see very detailed inside. High resolution, well, you know, much more than you need. Being able to read signs and so on. Now I think you can even read their computers to a degree. Yep, I mean, well, I can read some bits and bobs on there. 225 on the top right in green, C138, ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't suppose they wouldn't have modelled. No, okay. You never know, because there is a bit later on we'll see the duty free is modelled, and you cannot see that from outside. It's impossible. Never mind security coming through. As you can see, very highly detailed models. And you can read the sign there, EasyJet, Luxair, Dubai. Pretty cool. Okay, we make our way back to this middle building. It does have doors open for us nicely, as you can see. From further away it's not so obvious, the glass, but you can see it. There is like a texture on it, there's reflections. It does look pretty darn good. And yep, very detailed in here. Look at this. So it's impossible to see this from outside. Look, there's a wall here, but when you come around here. Now, is this remotely correct compared to how it is in real life? That'd be interesting to know. There's no reason to have this except for doing what I'm doing. There's people in here. They're going the wrong way though. Well, none of them have bought anything, I guess. There's no one to serve them at the till. Hello. Wear your mask. There's Thor. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So he got on his laptop, nothing. He's typing on a blank screen. It might have some discreet filter on it. There we go. That's pretty much it. Did I look down there? Or does that come from the same place? Was that different? Oh, okay. Your baggage check-in. Yeah, I mean you cannot see that really. You could see it from the windows out there, but there's no reason you'd be down that low. It's nuts. This is nuts. I haven't explored back here. I didn't know this was all here. Got the world. It'd be awesome if they worked. If they were real. I don't know why that'd be awesome. It'd make no difference. But little tobacco shop. He's chilling, taking a break. In this outside area, seating and so on. Look at this. Is this the way I'm meant to have gone in? Departures. Let's go to arrivals. Arrivals this way. You can't see any of this from outside. What we got around here? Ah, we got the luggage carousels. It's heavily populated. I like that. Really cool. Well, I mean, you get the idea. It's phenomenal. And yeah, back outside here. Okay, so lastly we're going to take a look at the night lighting. As we look down the runway there, I believe there's some added, it's like industrial stuff at the end and to the right, straight ahead there. I'm not going to go over and have a look at it. You've got to leave some things for you to explore yourself, but the way it's lit up and how it looks, I do believe that's been added, probably for like VFR purposes. So a few of the buildings have like sort of the baked lighting there, well, just the texture lighting like that one, that's fine. But they're mixing it up, so like that one's got the baked in sort of texture as lighting. This one still has, there's no lighting inside, everyone's gone home. But as I say, there's a parallax effect you can see through. The reflection of the light's quite cool. The air traffic control tower again has just the light texture, which doesn't look bad. And you know, for me, I like small airports mainly because I fly GA, so if I can see in one building or two, that's quite cool. But you know, if I was flying at big airports all the time, I was doing airliners. If the interior is as detailed as all this is an FPS hit, I would happily take that sort of lighting texture. But that's just me. But I can't deny it's pretty cool what they've done, what they continue to do. Not just ORBX obviously, but in general, scenery makers taking pride in their interiors. So yeah, it looks very realistic. The only thing is there's not really much reflection going on. I wish the glass itself had more of a visible presence. And likewise this one, it's actually a bit easier to see in now, the tint not having such an effect at night, lit from inside. How awesome that looks. You can see the lighting in the ceiling. yeah, very cool. Just have a quick peek over the back here. Pretty awesome, nice bit of scenery. Okay, well that'll do it for now. Any questions or comments, drop below. I'll always try to answer. But otherwise, from Tivat Airport in Montenegro, I'll catch you later. Cheers.